What's going on? Welcome to today's video. In this one, we're talking about my Glock 48, the build that I have spec'd out here. We're looking at if this is the ultimate carry gun, even though it came out quite some time ago. I do have a initial thoughts, initial impressions video already out. Today, we're gonna focus on mostly whether this is a good gun to go with stock, and then some of the modifications that I've done that you can do to make it a bit better, and maybe even the best carry gun that you can get. The Glock 48 is an interesting gun. It's a controversial gun in some ways. A lot of people, I feel like, want to simp over the Glock 43X and think that's the best carry gun around in terms of what Glock offers. However, I would argue that the 48 is a better option than the 43X. One argument that gets thrown around is that a comped or ported 43X is better shooting, better carrying than a 48. However, I think that a comped or ported 48 is going to be better than a comped or ported 43X, especially better than a stock 43X. That's because you have the additional barrel length, the additional a little bit muzzle front weight on it to help manage and control recoil. Before we dive into the build and talk about the reasons why I've done everything that I've done, I want to thank some supporters of the channel. DK Mags, they're a gun store here in Minnesota, but even if you're not a Minnesota local, you're gonna wanna hear this one because you can shop online, they ship, they offer transfers to FFLs, and they're on Gun Broker. They sell guns, holsters, ammunition, parts, accessories, NFA items, blades, everything you could ever want. If you head in person, tell them I sent you. They'll give you 5% off most accessories and ammunition, as well as 2.5% off most firearms. Some exclusions apply, but they'll take good care of you. Also, Live the Creed, they're a medical company. They make med trauma gear as well as just med kits and first aid kits. A lot of variety from those guys. They're doing cool stuff on, what is it called? GoFundMe. I like the stuff they're doing. They offer quality components to their trauma kits, to their IFAKs, but they package them in very convenient ways when it comes to an EDC, everyday dudes like me, and probably you if you're watching this video. I've got their EDC trauma kit. It's fantastic. I throw it in my Eberl stock fanny pack and carry it around with me. I throw it in my backpacks. I keep it in my pocket sometimes, and it's fantastic. Additionally, they sent me their little explorer's pouch, and that's really great. I have a 4-month-old, so she's probably too young to take advantage of it, but it's got everything you can need to field dress a boo-boo that your little one gets on the trail, outside doing fun stuff. They're getting creative with the packages that they offer and the kits that they offer, serving specific needs. So these guys are great. The medical gear that they offer, I would trust my life to. I would trust the lives of my loved ones too, because it's what I carry each and every day. So thanks to Live the Creed for sponsoring this segment of the video. And today, I would love to present to you guys a ported setup that reduces recoil, makes this gun a lot easier, a lot flatter to shoot. Now I have owned a 43X as well as a Shadow Systems CR920, which is the 43, but if you throw on, you know, their extended base pad, it basically feels and carries like a 43X. I did have a compensator on the 43X with a threaded barrel, and I will say it's not as good, it's not as smooth shooting as the 48 with the ports in it. Why go with a porting package as opposed to a comp or even stock? So porting it effectively gives you a way to vent gas out the top of these 3 ports. This is called the Cerberus port. It's from Battle Ready Arms. My guy Charles hooked this setup for me. We got the Cerberus port right here, 1, 2, 3. Cerberus is a 3-headed dog in Hades, so that's why it's called that. We got the front sight relocated. We have the side window cuts cut on the side, as well as a multicam black coating all on the slide. Beautiful, very well done. I've worked with a lot of companies that specialize in firearm modifications when it comes to slide work, CNC stuff, porting, gunsmithing, all that kind of stuff. Some who have comped the channel, in essence, just giving me what I want for free, and some who I've had to pay full price, especially during the early days of this channel, to get my guns modified by. And I will say, Battle Ready Arms, working with Charles, has been hands down the best experience I have ever had with working with any company as a customer or as a creator for them. Attention to detail is spot on, and the communication is huge. He's been pleasant to work with and an excellent communicator, so I would highly, highly, highly recommend Battle Ready Arms for you guys to get your Glocks modified, and even other platforms, other handgun platforms they work on too. He just did some work on my Prodigy, which I'm excited to show you guys. It looks totally cooked out. It's crazy what they did over there to my Prodigy, so can't wait to talk about that gun in a future video. But Battle Ready Arms, with all of the stuff they did to this Glock 48. As you guys can tell, these ports, they're pretty small when compared to other ones. Like, you have some chunk ports, You have some that cut out a huge window on top of the slide and then do boom, 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 kind of like a Lucky Sevens from Monsoon Tactical. So the porting job itself, it's not gonna be doing crazy stuff to your gun. It's gonna take the edge off. It's gonna make muzzle flip a little bit more manageable, but also because the ports are a little bit more on the minimalist side, you can keep the stock recoil system. You don't have to worry about tuning your gun after it happens. I did throw my 15-pound recoil spring from ISMI, I think. I put it in here, ran the gun, and I still, with the 48, I bought that recoil system initially to throw into my stock 48 before it was ported, and I ran into failure to go into batteries. The same issue happened with the ports even on the 15-pound spring. So maybe, who knows, maybe a 16 or 17-pound recoil spring would be better for the 48 with this kind of port style on it. Reduce recoil, reduce muzzle flip, all the benefits of having a port on your carry gun while being able to maintain and retain the same recoil system, the same springs. You're not gonna have to change anything out with the guide rod that you get from the factory. That can be a win if you wanna be more hands-off with your approach. But for me, I do like to tune the system. I do like to optimize the recoil springs to the way that the gas is venting, the way that the gun wants to cycle. The 48, I mean, as I talked about in my initial thoughts video, it's a skinny 19. It's the same length, and then also from the top of the slide to the grip, it's basically the same thing as the Glock 19, except once you start looking at the thickness, the girth of the slide, the grip, everything, it's an inch versus like an inch and a half, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you carry it, when you're holding it even, you can totally feel it, you can totally see it in the way that you print or don't print when you're looking at a 19 versus a 48, 43X, 43, the slimline Glock offerings. So for concealed carry, this gun's just better overall, assuming everything else is equal, reliability, capacity, because we have the Palmetto State Armory 15-round magazines. Conveniently own a ported Glock 19. I'm gonna grab it right here out of the safe. This is based off of the terminal-less Glock 19 that Chris Pratt uses in the Amazon Prime TV show. So this gun right here has a grip chop, a single undercut right here. It has stippling, it has a bunch of stuff done to it, an optic cut from Battleworks, the Terran Tactical carry magwell, as well as the +3 base pad, and this gun is phenomenal. It shoots so flat. It's the gun that I own that shoots as closely to a 2011 accuracy-wise and recoil management-wise, muzzle flip-wise, trigger-wise, everything. It feels really good. It feels really good. I mean, the trigger is a Glock performance trigger, so that is aftermarket-ish. It's the same OEM company, but aftermarketly OEM'd. It has ports. It does have a tuned recoil spring. It has a 15-pound spring, and that runs just fine with the 19C style porting. This gun shoots amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to be coming out with a Staccato CS kind of aftermarketed version of that from Monsoon Tactical. This gun is going to be replacing my CS in my carry lineup for a number of reasons, but I really do enjoy this Glock 19. If I'm going to be honest, it does shoot genuinely better than this 48. In the future, we will send this back to Charles over at Battle Ready Arms to have him do some other stuff to this gun. The plan, tentatively, is to have it be titanium nitride gold for the barrel, have the trigger components all polished up to smoothen out the trigger, because that is my remaining main complaint. It's just how heavy and gritty, and I mean, honestly, the reset's good, the take-up's good, the wall is predictable, but it just feels gritty. Three-dimensionality of this trigger on the finger, and I don't like that. I like it when a gun has a trigger safety, like my GPT trigger on the Glock 19, and you pull the trigger and it feels flat throughout the entire trigger. That's how I want it to feel like. So that's another issue, another gripe that I have. One viewer recommended that I get the Johnny Glock's trigger shoe, just the shoe, drop that in, and it's gonna make the feel of the trigger a lot better. So I might consider doing that. I might see if Charles can Dremel down the blade safety and make it smooth throughout. I don't know. I don't know if he can do that. He probably can, because he's kind of a wizard. We also are thinking about Cerakoting in multicam black, doing that to the entire grip, and then doing a laser / hand stipple, kind of a hybrid stippling to the grip assembly itself. So a lot of things planned, potentially for the Glock 48. That might take a good while to finish, but as it is now, it is an optimal carry gun. It is more than optimal. What's the word? Because there's suboptimal, and that's less than optimal. It is a super optimal carry gun. Now, of course, it doesn't shoot as good as a ported and tuned Glock 19. It doesn't shoot as good as a Staccato CS that's been comped, or a Springfield Prodigy that's been comped and tuned and done up specially. But it does shoot better than my SIG P365X Macro, even with a 15-pound recoil spring in there. So that system's been, it's got a compensator, it's got a tune spring, it should be great to go. But this Glock 48, that, I mean, besides the aesthetics, all that's been done to it is just a handful of small ports in the top of it, and then a grip chop and some light, very light stippling. So because of that, I'm convinced that this platform is a good to go one. It's reliable. It's drop safe and it's very shootable, so I'm excited to continue to build off of what I have going on here. This is the gun that I EDC probably the most, I would say, in the recent amount of time that I've had this. I've had it for about, maybe a month and a half now, and I've been reaching for it in my safe, holstering it up for going to work, doing everything that I need to do, more than any of the other guns that I own. So I think that says something about where it's at right now, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it's going to become in the future. It does shoot great right now. I'm not putting up crazy, I'm not keyholing with it, I'm not doing crazy things with it because it's optimized for carry, it's not optimized for high speed competition style shooting, and I'm also not an incredible shooter. Let me know what you guys think, if this gun is something that you're interested in, or if you prefer your 43X, or your micro dagger, whatever it is. For now, it's a great gun, and if you get it ported, I think that's what this gun is really for. Because the 43X is optimized for short carry. It's not gonna be poking into your junk, but you're gonna feel it. When you have to pull it out, pull that pistol on a threat, when you go to the range and shoot it, when you train with it, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna notice that, okay, yeah, this is really specifically a carry gun. With the 48, it feels more like a well thought through platform, more of an all-in-one platform, a jack of all trades, master of maybe a couple. And I think that when you port it, that just only further extends what you're able to do with it. It feels like the potential, the ceiling of what the Glock 48 can do is much higher than what the 43X or other competitive shorter barreled, slimline carry guns can offer you. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm sure you will, even if you don't get this far and don't hear me asking for your thoughts, but I'm excited to see what controversy rears its head in the comment section. And I hope you guys found this video informative, enjoyable, and maybe you can go and check out Battle Ready Arms, because they are, I can't stress it enough, they're fantastic. They're great guys. If you have any questions, also throw them down there, and we're gonna keep seeing what this gun turns into, how it looks in the future, and I can't wait for it. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and God bless.